Hello everyone, welcome back. Good evening. Post Merry Christmas. So today is December 26th and is it Friday? It is indeed Friday. I thought it was Saturday. It felt like a Saturday. I did nothing today. That's probably why. So yeah, anyways, welcome back. Tonight we're going to be talking all about, of course, Bitcoin. And some more stuff, comments made by Trump throughout the Christmas days, talking about Epstein, also some military strikes going on over there in the Africa. So we'll be discussing that as well and how it will impact your meme coins. We will also be talking about Trust Wallet getting hacked. That's not good, but deserved for trusting Binance. No, I'm kidding, of course. Getting hacked sucks. So, yeah, rest in peace to all those affected. I think it should be under control by now, hopefully. I don't know. We'll be reviewing that as it is an ongoing situation. And then just some more general crypto news. So we'll be getting into all that. Should be a good one tonight. Let's jump into it. Bitcoin's current price is 87,416 and my computer is really laggy. You see that? Like, I'm not crazy, right? Anyway, I'm just being nitpicky. I paid $2,000 for this thing to lag. That's crazy. So, we haven't really had any big movements. Today was supposed to be the big volatility day. Well, the volatility was only toward the downside out of a minor rise that we were having earlier in the day today. We were hitting a high of 89,531. That's not too bad, almost 90,000. But then no, we had a big, take a wild guess at what time this happened. 10 a.m., a candle that dropped us 2%. Our lowest point that we hit was 86,618. We have since then recovered to 87,400 as I speak. My average entry is still 87,786. So as predicted, not much has really happened. We see this position that I have open go green and red, with very few gains or losses. At most, I looked at this in the morning. I was actually... No, this would have been overnight, actually. In the morning, it was like positive $40, so this might have been, I don't know, $60. I wasn't going to take a profit for $60. Cue me losing lots of thousands of dollars on Bitcoin later on. So yeah, well, the downtrend is still in play. I know we kind of tried poking above it. No real candles closed on that. So what I would do here... Dude, this is actually really laggy. What is going on? Okay, I need a... Let me go to my task manager here real quick. What do I gotta relax a little bit? What is consuming a lot of my computer's memory? RAM. Can I sort this? A lot on Opera browser. Well, yeah, and it's not even that much. It's 4 gigabytes. That's a lot, actually. Okay, can I enable eco mode here? What does this thing do? RAM limiter. 32. Dude, I'm already struggling with 4. Okay, turn this down to like... Give it like a 3 gigabyte RAM. How about that? It's currently at 3.7, 3.8, almost 4 gigabytes. I think that lowered it a little bit. I also have a Chrome tab. Well, that's where I have my stream stuff open. Dude, this is crazy. I'm gonna remove this. Hopefully that clears something up. I don't know. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm not gonna disable any other stuff. Last time I did it, like I disabled a anti-malware or something like that. Or it was like the Windows thing. And then like everything, my whole desktop and everything just went blank. I had to like restart my whole computer, which was pretty crazy. But whatever. We're back. We're fine. Yeah, it's not that laggy now. I also do have like a million tabs open. I did have a lot of tabs open on this one because I was going through the news and I actually had to omit a lot of stuff because there was just so much to talk about. And then I realized, you know, some of this stuff is just repetitive or utterly irrelevant. Like there's still stuff to discuss, but maybe I'll just save it for tomorrow. If tomorrow is going to be a slow day, which it will be Saturday, so we probably will have a slow day tomorrow. I'll just follow up on the least urgent stuff. It's still important, but not as urgent as the breaking news that we do have to cover. So we'll go through all of that. The urgent stuff tonight, and anything else. Some bonus for tomorrow. Okay, what I was trying to do was readjust this downtrend line, which has served pretty well, and we're trying to poke out of it, like I said. This might be... I don't know, maybe we start the new year with a bang. That would be pretty good. But for the time being, the downtrend is still in play. So I'm going to just simply readjust this. And as long as we don't break 91,000, we'll say, we're still going to be in a downtrend. So, yeah, enjoy losing money. Okay, other than that, no other real updates. All my other positions are slightly surviving. Anything moving crazy today, I do want to check. I'm lost. Liquidation heat map. I gotta rename that. Well, I might as well look at liquidations. I haven't done that in a while. Get out of here. Lots of shorts to be liquidated. After we break 91,000, of course. Huge barrier there. And then we also, I mean, don't feel too confident. A lot of long liquidations over here too. Dude, it's just perfectly balanced. Either way you go, you're gonna get a big liquidation event. Okay. Yeah, we're talking a couple billion, maybe, all the way down to somewhere safe, which would be 84,000. I'd say 83,000 for the longs. For shorts, you could rise and you'd be safe around 93,000. So, yeah, that's to look out for. What was I here for? I was here for the RSI heat map. Let's see. I don't know what that is. These are random coins. Home I've heard of, but I don't want anything to do with it. B, I remember that one. That's all. Really no big movers today, so markets are pretty stable. As expected. This is a holiday season and we're not expecting a lot of volume to be kicking in. Today, though, they did say that we were getting a lot of contracts expiry. It was going to be a very volatile day. It wasn't that crazy. And I kind of predicted that. I thought it was going to be a nothing burger, which it kind of was. So, yeah, the only thing that we got from it was a 2% drop on Bitcoin. So thank you. I mean, they were all projected toward the downside either way. There was a bearish overall sentiment with those contract expiry. I had another post talking about it, but I decided to remove it because it's old news now. Who cares about what happened in the past? We care about what's happening in the future. So what do I expect here? Hopefully a rise, finally. Might as well wait for new pivot levels. I'm going to readjust whatever entry that I have down here according to the new pivot levels that we get in terms of supports so that I can increase my exposition. I don't want us to take off just yet, but I do feel like it's going to happen soon. This downtrend line is like the last thing standing in our way. There's no other downtrend lines on Bitcoin. So I feel like this could actually start leading the way for something good. We had a decent rise over here after we recovered from our lowest point of 80,600. I thought we would have been the beginning of something bigger, but no, we didn't rise too much. We had a good run, 94,000. That wasn't too bad. But we've just been going sideways for a while now, and I feel like that time is kind of running out at this point. How long is this? 36 days of consolidating between 80 and 94,000. So something's got to happen soon. Maybe the Santa rally is real. I don't know. Moving on to Ethereum. 0% movement. 2,924. This is around the price where I sold previously. We have dropped a little lower than that as, you know, the days have gone by. Our lowest point overall, 2,887. The lowest today, 2,893. And we were trying to hit that 3,000 resistance, but we were not able to break out of it at all. So we are still in a downtrend. And as long as we remain below 3,087, we will still be in a downtrend. So no big changes here. 3,000 obviously is your most important resistance. And then supports, we didn't have to worry too much this week at least for these support levels. Saturday, I wouldn't expect much to happen. Sunday is what I'd wait for. I don't know if I mixed up earlier when I was talking about Sunday having new pivot levels. I might have said tomorrow, referring to Sunday. Tomorrow's Saturday. We're not getting nothing on Saturday. Okay, so Sunday. Sunday's most important. What else? Really not much else to do here with Ethereum. Just sideways non-movement at all. So I'm happy with the profit that I took here. Shorted right on time. That was an excellent trade. Moving on. Solana. Is this real? Did I do this? I might have. I think I did sell for profit, or this would have been a break even, I think. That's why. So really nothing much happened with Solana. Super trend is on its way down though, and validates at 129.17, 18. So 130 we could call that, which aligns pretty well with this downtrend line that we have, as I was expecting it to, which is perfect. Support level we didn't have to worry about, and let's hope that we don't have to worry about it, which is at 116, because that's where I get liquidated. Your boy will lose a lot of money, which is fine. I assume the risk. Zcash is breaking out as we speak. That is nice to see. Up for almost 5%. Current price is 462. I'm glad I didn't short. I don't know. It felt odd because, I don't know. I was looking at this in retrospect. Yes, I did feel tempted to short it, but we weren't really overbought upon these rises over here. Here we were, but then like by that time it was a little too late already. I saw this wick upwards and I'm like, dude, we're not even rising with like the RSI levels, right? So I decided to just leave it there, and either way, this whatever line I had drawn over here is kind of breaking out as well. So this is our resistance at 460. We just broke through that. We hit a high of 473, and we're now kind of coming back down to 462, retesting or something. I think we are going to be able to break out from here. What's the next move? Wait for Zcash to retrace. I wouldn't short on it, so, but I wouldn't go long here either. If you do like breakouts, then you would be able to go long, but I'd stay out of it for now. Wait for it to kind of do its thing. I might have drawn this. Didn't I draw this before? Like something like this, I don't know. And then super trend would like follow it like that. Your new uptrend line would look something like this. This is going to look awful. Hold on. So something like that. And then you would go long as soon as you figure out like a good confirmation over here, and you do something like this. That way you can hopefully get like a profit on this before we reach the next downtrend line over here at maybe 600. So that's more long term though. Something to keep your eye out for. That's not too bad. I like that for Zcash. Good for you. 5% up. Moving on to Sui. No movement and slight decay as expected. Super trend is on its way down. It's gonna maybe average at about 150 as its resistance level. Dropping from 160, wasn't it? It used to be. Never mind. Oh, 160 would have been this resistance level from pivot. That's what I remember. Okay. We are still like slowly heading lower. Lowest point today was 136. I expect it to slow down at about 130. I don't think we're going to drop there immediately. It's just going to keep going sideways, slight decay. Same thing that we've seen in the past couple days here. It's going to be a Saturday. Don't expect too much. Next, we've got Hyperliquid up 5% as well. Okay. Hyperliquid is more likely... I'd feel more comfortable shorting Hyperliquid pretty soon, actually. Because the downtrend invalidates at 2690. This is where the line is at. I'm hoping that this is not just loose. No, this is perfectly in place. So this coincides pretty perfectly, actually. And I was expecting this to kind of, you know, the levels are aligning here, and I kind of looked at this a couple days ago. So we're at $26.17 with Hyperliquid. Where would I short? I would wait for things to kind of slow down right now. Let's see. Hold on. I do want to draw this first, because I want to make sure I'm doing things correctly. I don't know. I feel like we might still rise for a while longer. What's this number? 2690. $908. Whatever. It's fine. Go back down here. Yeah, might be by the end of the stream, we'll see how this continues going and the 15-minute chart. Then I'll have something set up sort of like this. Stop loss above there, and a take profit something crazy. How much lower? Hold on, let me go to 4-hour chart again. See how low we can go. Lowest would be like 2150. I don't think we're going there. But either way, that's like a 4 risk-reward ratio if we are managing to do something like that. Because the trend is still toward the downside. Do we think it's going to break this easily on a Saturday, on a weekend, on a holiday weekend, without any major news or fundamentals? Probably not. But then you also have to question yourself, why is it rising right now? If it's just whale activity, easiest short of my life. I can review that. Unless we have like some actual genuinely good news, like Trump is buying Hyperliquid or something, then sure. It might keep the hype up for a while. No pun intended. Or that Aster went bankrupt. Technical rebounds, that's garbage. Whale accumulation, yeah. When did this happen? December 26th, that's today. A 10 million USDC whale deposit buying 277,000 hype tokens at an average price of $25.60. So all the way from here, all this buy, I would assume it's from here. Somewhere around here. All this buying done by whale activity. Okay. Monitoring hype liquidations, that's also happening. Between 24 to 26. I feel like things are kind of slowing down right now, though. So I'd get ready for a short soon. Not yet, though. Soon. And I'm probably going to come back to this by end of the stream, if I remember to. Okay. Chainlink, yeah. This is... Look, contrast the difference between Hyperliquid and Chainlink. Hyperliquid is on the rise, Chainlink is not. I wouldn't short Chainlink because, you know, we're kind of in the middle. It's either going to go up or down, right? But Hyperliquid, you already know it's likely to start coming back down again. It shouldn't go much higher. Hopefully. I don't know. Prove me wrong and embarrass me live. Go for it. But yeah. For Chainlink, $12.20. Downtrend invalidates at 13.13, but I think it's going to take a while longer as well. Potentially. For supports, I don't think we got to worry about it for now, but it's looking like 1160, 1150. At least for now. BitTensor still on its way down. Making new lows still. When was this? 24th of December at 3 a.m., 11 p.m. I think we would have seen this one live. Price of BitTensor was oversold. If you were lucky enough to go long, congrats. But no, I would have advised against that either way. This is me getting liquidated, by the way. So I would have been really gone by now. Didn't reinforce the position, didn't do nothing. 216 is the current price. Downtrend invalidates 234. Sure. And drops, that's either going to be to 200 or 194. 200 psychologically, 194 for pivot support. I don't think we're going to go that low. Like I said, slight decay. Maybe we'd stay above 200. We should be fine there on BitTensor. Aptos is also kind of up and also breaking out finally. Good. I want this to actually start breaking out so you can potentially start seeing possibilities of going long on this. I'm willing to do that because I know it's very oversold. Like, very oversold. Look where we are. The fact that this is now finally changing direction at last after dropping for so long means that we can finally go long, and I feel like this has got a lot more upside potential than the downside in the short term. In the long term, this thing is gonna inflate to zero, so don't count on it. Like, especially on spot, just buy Bitcoin. Ignore Aptos if you're going spot. For trading though, and futures, derivatives, leverage, degenerate, go, yeah, go with Aptos would be a decent one if you want to go long. But to do this though, within the next hour and a half, we do have to stay above 170. 170 was a very important level that we have discussed in detail. I think we will be able to, because multiple times we've been testing this and now we finally got enough strength to continue a little bit higher. So I think we will be able to confirm a trend flipping over for Aptos. I'm excited for that. I know we are technically slowing down because it is a major resistance. We hit it once before, a huge rejection, and we still have it from pivot levels. the downtrend, super trend, right? And just psychologically as well, 170. So it's very important level. Hopefully it stays above it. I don't know. Either way, like, I still wouldn't enter this until we drop from it. So even if we close here, we get the trend confirmation, good. Drop, do your thing, and whatever next entry I could find, that's where you'll catch me putting in a trade, something like this. And this I'd be very happy to go super ambitiously long, because I think we got a lot of potential with this one. Something like this is what I'm expecting for Aptos, hopefully, soon. We'll see. Delete all this, and that's all. How is Hyperliquid holding up? I do want to keep my eye on it. So let me go back to 15-minute chart. And where would the stop loss be here? 20, I'll do it like at 27 itself. I don't think we're going to hit 27 as my stop loss. Would I enter now though? Not yet. I'll wait it out for some time. We'll wait and see what happens. I feel like it's maybe too early. Who knows? As the night goes on, the price will die down a bit and then we can go long. Okay, great. Let's get into the news. We have got quite a lot to talk about, so let's go. Tab was snoozed to save memory. Okay, disable that, please. I don't need my charts anymore. Disable tab snoozing. Thank you very much. Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social. Merry Christmas to all. Thank you. Including to the many sleazebags who loved Jeffrey Epstein, gave him bundles of money, went to his island, attended his parties, and thought he was the greatest guy on earth, only to drop him like a dog when things got too hot. Falsely claimed they had nothing to do with him, didn't know him, said he was a disgusting person, and then blame, of course, President Donald J. Trump, who was actually the one who did drop Epstein, and long before it came fashionable to do so. So this was all just like a defensive rant, honestly. When their names get brought out in the ongoing radical left witch hunt, plus one low-life Republican, Massey, Republican quote-unquote, and it is revealed that they are Democrats, all, nice grammar, there will be a lot of explaining to do. And it is revealed that they are all Democrats, I think that's what it wanted to say. There will be a lot of explaining to do, much like there was when it was made public that the Russia hoax was a fictitious story, a total scam, and had nothing to do with Trump. Why does he capitalize his name? Anyways, it's your post. You do whatever you want. The failing New York Times, among many others, was forced to apologize for their bad and faulty election reporting, even to the point of losing many subscribers due to their highly inaccurate fake coverage. Now the same losers are at it again, only this time so many of their friends, mostly innocent, will be badly hurt and reputationally tarnished. But sadly, that's the way it is in the world of corrupt Democrat politics. Enjoy what may be your last Merry Christmas, President Trump. Wow, so immediately giving him a warning. The last Merry Christmas. Disable tab snoozing, please. Is it going to be like all that, like that for all my tabs? I hope not. Trump also posted this as well. Now, 1 million more pages on Epstein are found. The Department of Justice is being forced to spend all of its time on this Democrat-inspired hoax. When do they say no more? What? And work on election. When will they say no more and work on election fraud, etc.? I guess that's what it wants to say. The Dems are the ones who worked with Epstein, not the Republicans. Questionable. Release all of their names, embarrass them, and get back to helping our country. The radical left doesn't want people talking about Trump and Republican success. Only a long ago dead Jeffrey Epstein. Just another witch hunt, is what he says. Now the DOJ is going to go after election fraud, as apparently is what Trump is doing. Okay. We shall see. Stop that. This was pretty funny though. Did you know that a billionaire actually bought Epstein's island for $60 million? He was promised a luxury resort by 2025, and it's still empty. Nobody's surprised. Stephen Dekoff in May 2023 dropped $60 million on Epstein's 2 Caribbean islands. Press release promises state-of-the-art, 5-star world-class luxury 25-room resort opening in 2025. That's crazy. Is that like public? Can we all go there? Can we all go to Epstein's island now? Well, I mean, he's dead. There's not going to be any issues now, all right? Unless his legacy lives on, then we don't want to go. December of this year, there's 0 construction, 0 permits filed. Satellite images show the islands unchanged since Epstein died in 2019. Local tour operators confirm they have seen nothing. Come on, man. Oh, the temple is still there. The compound is still there. The dentist room with the masks on the wall are still there. Everything is frozen exactly as it was when the FBI raided it. That's crazy. The temple, are we talking about that weird building? Can I see it here? It's like this weird building. It's like blue and white with stripes. You guys know what I'm talking about. Pretty infamous building. All right, Jeffrey. Here's what nobody wants to say. That island is permanently radioactive. No amount of renovation erases what happened there. No families booking a luxury vacation on Pedophile Island, no matter how many Instagram influencers you pay. Dekoff's net worth is $3 billion. He made his fortune turning distressed situations into successful enterprises. But some distress doesn't turn. Some properties stay cursed. That's crazy. He became a billionaire by doing this kind of stuff, and now he basically took a huge loss here because he's not even allowed to go there, or the FBI is not allowing them to touch any evidence because it's still a hot case, even all this time later. The silence is the answer. No architects, no engineers, no timeline updates, just a billionaire sitting on 95 acres of evidence that will never be anything except evidence. He basically bought a tombstone with palm trees, and it's going to stay that way. That is crazy. Waste of money. You could have gave me like 59 million and then 1 million to the rest of the world. I think it would have been a lot better. What do you guys think? Trump also posted this, talking about Nigeria finally taking action on the whole massacring of Christians by Muslims and ISIS mainly. So, President Trump has launched strikes on ISIS in Nigeria after the murders of thousands of Christians. A Pentagon official tells me the Department of War worked with the government of Nigeria to carry out these strikes. These strikes were approved by the government of Nigeria. Interesting. So even the government is in on it, and this is what Trump posted on Truth Social. Tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues. Thank you, Trump. Wow. On Christmas too, that's pretty crazy. But good, I mean, yeah. You killed by the sword, you die by the sword, isn't it? And I don't know what effect this will have, but the Niger nation, next to Nigeria, they announced that they will no longer issue visas to American citizens in response to President Trump's recent airstrike. The Niger citizens have been responding with mixed reactions across Africa. Oh no! We can't go visit Niger anymore. What a loss. Whose loss is that, really? I bet nobody goes to Niger. Maybe people from there, but that's it. I mean, it's visas, right? Like, you need a visa program there? Come on, dude. Come on. Whatever, dude. We also had this come out. Trump will be meeting with Zelensky on Sunday. That is 2 days from now. What will they talk about? Who knows? But we do know that they did already release their 20-point peace plan, which Some of the points are a bit touchy, but I don't know. Not as ambitious as the previous one is what I would say. So it's a step in the right direction, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere personally. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look like Russia's going to want to accept it. So far, Russia is analyzing the US peace proposals for Ukraine. The Kremlin spokesman announces Russia is reviewing documents on ending the war in Ukraine delivered by Special Envoy Kirill Dmitriev from the United States, not from Kiev, from Washington. Ukraine is fighting the war. Russia and America are writing the peace. That's crazy. This is Trump's deal-making 101. Skip the middleman. Talk directly to the decision maker. Present terms like a real estate contract. Dmitriev flies to the US, picks up documents, hand delivers them to Moscow. Kremlin analyzes them like they were reviewing a merger proposal. Zelensky was not consulted, not copied. He's just a subject of negotiations between the two powers that matter, as things should be. Keep Ukraine out of it. Keep the European Union out of it. I'm in favor of it. I'm sorry, but it seems like it's the only way to move forward. But obviously Ukraine does have to agree to some extent, but they don't want to because the devil on their shoulder, the European Union, is telling them, no, you must win the war. What are you going to do? Lose? What are you, a loser? You're a little baby? You're a loser? No, come on. Yeah, that's what the European Union is doing to Ukraine, so it's pretty boring. Just end the war, dude. Here's what analyzing documents means. Russia is comparing what Trump's offering against what they think they can still take by force. Chernobyl's one bad day from collapse. They're kidnapping civilians from churches. They've got momentum in the east. So they're doing the math. Accept a deal that freezes current lines, or keep grinding and see if they can grab more before Trump loses patience. Okay, well, yeah, we shall see what happens there. That's why I just end the war even where it is, because it's an uphill battle for Ukraine. I feel like they're not going to be able to recover any more of their territory. They're just going to have to give up what they lost, right? And not what they have. They keep what they have, give up what they lost, call it a day there, no more war. But it's like, they're like, oh, we don't want to lose and we want to get everything back. And like I said, it's an uphill battle. You're just going to keep losing and shooting yourself in the foot. You're losing more territory as time goes on. So the longer we delay this, it just benefits Russia. They're winning the war. So the documents exist because Trump promised he'd end the war in 24 hours, and we are 11 months in. It's going to be like 24 months, dude. This is him delivering on that promise by handing Putin terms and asking yes or no. Ukraine's been screaming for years that any deal made without them is illegitimate. Nobody's listening. Great powers don't negotiate with pawns. They negotiate about them. Big. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Either way, Zelensky will be discussed with on Sunday. I guess we'll be seeing more details by then. As of December 14, the Trump administration has deported roughly 327,000 illegal immigrants based on ICE-compiled data by The Guardian. That is not a lot of people, isn't it? We didn't see the ICE deportation number. Remember at the beginning of the administration, we were seeing those numbers all the time. Like every day, there's 300 people arrested, 400, 500. So, and then now we're just like not even seeing those updates being posted on Twitter anymore. I think they even hid it from one of their websites. They just don't want to show what the numbers are. Well, now we kind of finally got it. It's only 327,000. Not even a million in a year. We had 10 million illegals enter under Biden. At this rate, we're not going to get anything done. So, come on. Everybody was scared of Trump going to be deporting everyone. What about Tom Homan? What is that guy doing? Becoming increasingly clear that there's no feasible way to deport the numbers we need. Yeah, I agree. Step it up. Step it up, ICE. It's probably like a big pushback from the left. Probably the reason, like if I had to guess, why they're not doing a better job. So yeah, the left pushback, you know, the anti-ICE protests, whatever it is. Welcome, Justin Verse. Hey. Okay, next, moving on to the crypto news, we have Trust Wallet. We confirmed a security breach. If you own this, run away. Binance-owned Trust Wallet says a security breach affected a specific version of its browser extension. CZ confirmed at least $7 million was stolen and that all affected users will be fully reimbursed. It's the only benefit of a centralized exchange is that, yeah, they messed up, they will reimburse you, because it wasn't really your fault. It was an issue with the browser extension. Here's their official post talking about it. We've identified a security incident affecting Trust Wallet browser extension version 2.68 only. Users with browser extension 2.68 should disable and upgrade to 2.69. Click here, the suspicious link. Note that mobile users and all other browser extension versions are not impacted. We understand how concerning this is, and our team is actively working on the issue. Is there any updates? Do not open the browser extension until you have updated. So first you have to update. Do not open the Trust Wallet browser extension. Okay, well. Zach XBT, of course he's on here. We love him for that. And he's also working with Binance now, so this is obviously one of his top priorities into investigating how this is working, who the victims are, who is the malicious actors, if there are any. I don't know. I do want to check if there is any updates with it though, so let me review the official page. Is it done? The compensation process, click on this form. And we have confirmed approximately $7 million has been impacted. We will ensure all affected users are refunded. Yeah, just what CZ also said. Do not interact with any other messages that come from our official channels. Be aware of impersonators. I don't think it's fully patched. I mean, the patch is obviously upgrading to 2.69. So if you have 2.68, you're pretty much doomed, whatever version that is. I guess it's pretty much done then. The problem solved itself as long as you've updated your browser. Not your browser, the app extension. So it appears that Trust Wallet browser extension may have been compromised via a supply chain attack in the December 24 update. This is more details about it. There were reports indicating that importing a seed phrase into the extension can result in immediate wallet draining. Okay, so like you connect it, you import your seed phrase, and well, the malicious hackers, they have this backdoor, I guess, and they're able to see your private keys, open a new wallet, and then like use your private keys, steal all your crypto. Simple as that. Do not use the Trust Wallet extension for now, and never import seed phrase until an official clarification and fix are released. The fix is upgrading to version 2.69. As of right now, there's been no official communication for the Trust Wallet. That's a while back though. Exploiters are using multiple addresses and more than 2 million appears to have been drained. We now confirmed it's over 7 million. So there you go. Zach XBT is also on it. He reported multiple Trust Wallet users experiencing fund drains following a recent Chrome extension update. Trust Wallet confirmed security incident, and they're working on the issue, so you should upgrade. Okay, I just want to see if there's anything else. The exact root cause has not been determined. Coincidentally, the Trust Wallet Chrome extension pushed a new update yesterday. Okay, it's probably part of the reason then, right there. I think that's about it, yeah. So, bad for Trust Wallet, but at least it's out of the way for now. Did you guys see this? This is pretty crazy. Bitcoin plunges below $25,000 in a sudden Christmas Day flash crash on the BTC USD1 pair on Binance. So on Binance Exchange, if you use Bitcoin against USD1, which is the Donald Trump stablecoin from World Liberty Financial, that thing wicked down to $24,111, which is pretty crazy, and even Grok confirms it's true. I do want to find this myself. I want to see to believe. BTC USD1 and on Binance, and oh my gosh, it's actually real. Let me go to like a 4-hour chart. This is pretty recent actually. On Binance, it got listed with USD1, December 4, it's existed, of this year. This was the, what is this, December 10? Why did this wick down to, it seems like it's not the first time, it wicked down to 76,000 on December 10. Oh, very unstable. Hey, maybe this is Donald Trump's way of giving back to the community. I know this might seem a little spooky and crazy or whatever, but what if you had like a trigger order at like 76,000 and Trump is like, you know what, I'm gonna nuke my own stable coin so that You know, people whoever has any orders down here get them filled and are immediately in profit like 2 seconds later. Especially as far down as, oh man, that's a long scroll. 24,111. Yep. I guess that's a quick way for you to make money. It seems to be very unstable, which I like. Obviously not if you're, you know, if you have an open position already, especially with leverage, then, you know, you would get mega liquidated 100% of the time because no amount of leverage would save you from a wick like this. From where we are right now, 87,000 down to 24,000. Yep, that's a big crash. How many percentage is this? I do want to give me the numbers. 72% crash right there. Yeah, you only need a 50% crash for 2x leverage to get wiped out. I feel like it could work. I don't know. I kind of do want to try this now, but I'm not able to. I don't have Binance. Interesting. But it's real. It happened. There you go. But here comes the people defending Binance and all this. No, Bitcoin didn't crash to 24,000 on Binance. It was a liquidity event. Binance and USD1 launched a 20% fixed APY deposit promo yesterday, which we did talk about, I think, right? I think we talked about this. I'm pretty sure we did. Many users swapped USDT to USD1, which pushed USD1 to a 0.39% premium, which is huge for a stablecoin. And USD1, like I talked about, is on Solana. It is the World Liberty Financial stablecoin. Smart Money borrowed USD1 on ListaDAO against Solve BTC, or this is a bunch of nerd stuff. They deposited USD1 directly or sold it slowly on spot to meet demand. Then someone thought, why not just sell via BTC USD1? They used a market order. The problem is that it has very thin liquidity because not a lot of people use it. Tether, you're never going to see something crazy like that happen because everybody uses Tether, or USDC Circle, right? Same deal. USD1 though, very thin liquidity. So it's pretty common to see, I guess, some of this stuff. And like I said, it's not the first time that it's happened. December 10th, something similar also happened. The market order wiped out most buy orders, briefly causing a very low price. Arbitrage bots instantly bought it back. No fundamentals changed. There were no mass liquidations. Whoever bought Bitcoin at 24,000, Merry Christmas. Yeah, literally what I was saying, dude. You could just have like a trigger order set at a stupidly low price and be like, hey, if this thing fails by accident, this will get filled and I'll immediately be in profit 2 seconds later. Imagine getting that notification on your phone. Your Bitcoin order at 24,000 was filled. And you're like, dude. Now, even if it wasn't 24,000, like, give me an absurd low number, like 30,000, 50,000. That's still pretty good. You're immediately in profit. So, like I said, that's probably Trump's Christmas present for you. It's just a small episode during bear market. We'll for sure see many more of these. Oh, cool. Bookmark this. It'll be useful for when the next crash happens. CZ and Trump family are telling us what they're going to do to our coins. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty cool. CZ also talked about, this actually shows the exchange is not involved in the trades. Low liquidity on new pairs means one large market order can spike prices, but arbitrageurs quickly corrected it. No liquidations occurred as this pair isn't included in any index. What do you mean it's not included in the index? Okay, either way, still, would have been great if you were a part of that somehow. Okay. Of course, more flex. I know I've trash talked BNB for the past 10 minutes, but they are the top L1 chain by daily active users in 2025. A daily average of 4.32 million users on Binance chain. Solana came in second place, 3.23 million, and Near Protocol, I didn't know this, 3.15 million. I thought Near was dead. Look at their price action. You're telling me this thing is alive? Hold on, let me go to... Oh yeah, what are we doing here? I think we are slowing down for Hyperliquid. I might go short. No, I'll wait it out a bit. Might regret it. Who knows? What was I going to do? I was going to look up something. Near Protocol. Let me look it up here. I want to know what price we are at. Is it even in the top anymore? It's at number 38. Dude, this is number 3 of most daily active users. What are we doing here? I mean, compared to any other chart, it looks a little better than it either way. Like, I know Tron is doing good. 2.55 million at number 5 top daily active users this year. What am I doing? I could just find Tron over here. Yeah, Tron has been doing great. This year especially. I should go to year to date. There you go. And Aptos, which we are already looking at Aptos, they have 1.03 million. Really? Aptos more than Sui? Are we sure about this? Yeah, Sui is L1. Okay, well, Aptos is more popular. There you go. Confirmed. That's why I still kind of have an inch of faith in Aptos, even though we're like supremely oversold to levels we have never seen before. I bet these are like actually all-time lows, these low points that we're seeing over here. All-time low? Yeah, December 18. 8 days ago. At 142. Genuinely all-time lows. You can blame inflation for that one, though. You can, because I've done the comparison of market cap to price, right? Price is high as market cap was lower at the beginning in 2023. This is only 2 years ago. Just goes to show how big the inflation is. So don't expect this thing to rise 10 plus anymore. Maybe $8. I've done the math. If you want to play it safe, even at these low, tiny prices, if it rises to like $5, $6, you're fine. It's a good return. So I still have faith in Aptos. Just not for super long term. Crypto is getting ready to take off. Crypto payment firm MoonPay just appointed former CFTC acting chair Caroline Pham as its chief legal officer. We've talked about this lady before, so now she's joining MoonPay. This high-profile hire suggests major crypto players are bracing for even tighter global compliance standards in 2026. Yeah, we're getting a lot of acts passed, so maybe that'll be good. Today was supposed to be the options expiry day. I did save the post. Okay, good. I didn't delete it. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. $24 billion in Bitcoin and $6 billion in Ethereum options are set to expire today, Friday, with bearish strategies currently favored. So people were expecting a breakout toward the downside, which we kind of did get. We were rising beforehand, but as soon as peak volatility hit at 10 a.m., we did the drop. Polymarket are betting on Bitcoin in 2026. There's a poll out. Polymarket traders give Bitcoin a 42% chance of outperforming both gold and the S&P 500 next year. That's pretty good. Hope is restored back in Bitcoin. People do expect it to perform better, so I mean, they always have, looking at this. Why did it flatline over here? What is this? Bitcoin versus gold versus S&P 500. Can I find this now, these numbers currently? Probably on the front page. I don't see it off of first glance. Bitcoin, gold, S&P 500. 41% chance that Bitcoin does better than gold than the S&P 500. 32% chance of gold outperforming, or 26% chance of the S&P 500. So it looks like Bitcoin is going to be the winner of 2026. At least that's what Polymarket traders are betting on for now. I like that. Good. The only downside is, of course, Kalshi has to come in and ruin it all. Odds of Bitcoin trading above 200,000 by 2027 fall to 15%. So people don't expect Bitcoin to be above 200,000 in 2027. So what are we expecting here? If we're expecting 2026 to be better than gold, than the S&P 500, maybe it's because like we see them rising currently to all-time highs, gold and S&P 500, to the point that they're exhausted and can't rise any longer. And the fact that Bitcoin is so oversold, now is our chance to actually start performing well. I feel like that is going to be the case, at least for the beginning of the year. It's going to kick it off pretty good. So, especially if we're starting all the way down here, the upside potential is going to be a lot bigger for gains compared to gold or S&P 500 that are starting the year of 2026 at an all-time high, at or near all-time high, right? We only have 1 week left, barely. So, yeah, man. But with this 200,000 thing, like, come on. It's still a 15% chance. The chance is still there. I feel like it will. 200,000 in 2027? Sure. The money exists. Rate cuts are coming. That's about it. That's all I could really think of. Recession odds are at a low point as well. We don't got to worry about that. What else do we have? Peter Schiff. Oh my gosh. The pullback didn't last long. Silver blasted to a new record high, above $73.60. Gold also finally broke through 4,500. It's now poised for an explosive move to 5,000. That's another couple $1 trillion you're adding to the market cap. And none of it is going into Bitcoin, by the way. And here it talks about it. All this as Bitcoin is breaking down again, slipping back below 87,000. Brother, we've been ranging around these same prices. Yeah, I should have entered here, honestly. What do I do? I'll wait for another rise on Hyperliquid. Otherwise, I'll miss out on this trade, this potential great trade. I'll leave it there. It's fine. So Peter Schiff also warns when it cracks 80,000, look out below. He actually thinks this thing will rise to 50,000. Sorry, Bitcoin will drop to 50,000 and that gold will rise to 5,000 first. So Bitcoin will lose a couple billion more dollars in market cap and gold will gain a lot more trillions in market cap first. So, and he gave a little update over here. Silver just took out $74, gold above 4,510. Silver has a real shot at hitting $80 by year end. Big if true. And I think I have another post talking about this. Yes, I do. Silver prices are exploding due to a severe global supply shortage. But the physical market can no longer meet soaring demand. China is changing the rules starting January 1st. China will restrict silver exports. Of course, that will increase the prices. Less supply, while the demand is still there to keep up with it. That does drive up the prices. To export silver, companies will now need government licenses. Only large state-approved firms qualify. At least 80 tons of annual production, around $30 million in credit lines. This effectively blocks small and mid-size exporters. China controls roughly 60 to 70% of global silver supply. When China tightens exports, global supply drops immediately. We did see this same kind of thing, by the way, on a side note, when it came to gold. I remember when gold was first rising above like 3,000, it was because China was also tightening the exports. They were buying a lot of gold and not selling it, I guess. That drove an initial rise. This happened like last year. This is the same tactics China used with rare earth minerals. Yeah, same thing with gold, like I said. Number 2, the silver market was already short supply. Silver has been in a structural deficit for 5 straight years. That means demand is higher than supply every single year. For 2025, global demand, I'm not reading all that. This gap is expected to get worse after China's export limits compared to the global demand and the global supply. Oh yeah, so there's more supply. No, there's more demand compared to the supply that exists. Coming to a Bitcoin near you, I think. Mining supply is not growing. Coming to a Bitcoin near you. Literally this. What you're seeing right now happen to silver, it's going to happen to Bitcoin eventually. It will. Silver mining is mostly a byproduct of copper and zinc mining. New mines take 10 plus years to build, ore quality is falling. Recycling is not enough to fill the gap. There's no quick fix here, so prices of silver are being driven up. Physical silver inventories are collapsing. This is where it gets serious. COMEX inventories are down 70% since 2020. London vaults are down 40%. Shanghai inventories are at 10-year lows. At current demand, some regions hold only 30 to 45 days of usable silver. This is why physical premiums are exploding. In Shanghai, physical silver trades at $80+ an ounce. COMEX prices are much lower. This price gap, hold on, what is COMEX? Commodity exchange. Of course. It's like Forex, but it's commodities. Duh. This price cap means, so it's basically like, whether you go buy silver physically, or where you go to your darn computer and you click on buy silver. Like, that's the difference we're talking about here. The price gap means buyers are paying extra to get real silver. Paper silver is completely disconnected from reality. There is an extreme imbalance between paper silver and real silver. The paper to physical ratio is around 356 to 1. Okay, that's crazy. It basically means for every 1 ounce of real silver, there are hundreds of paper claims. Once these people actually like cash this out, there's not going to be enough silver, and that's just going to keep driving prices higher. If even a small percentage of buyers ask for real delivery, the system breaks. Markets understand this, and that is why price moves are becoming vertical. Industry demand keeps rising. Silver is not just a safe haven metal, it's critical for solar panels, electric vehicles, electronics, medical devices. Industrial use now makes up 50 to 60% of total silver demand. There's no substitute for silver in many of these uses. Banks and institutions are reacting to supply limits, physical shortages, paper market risk. Silver is not rallying because of fear. It's rallying because a real supply squeeze is playing out in real time. I have a question. Our coins, the coins that we use, is that made out of silver? Like our, what do you call them? Nickels, our dimes, our quarters, our toonies. We have toonies in Canada. Can we redeem that for, like, you know, silver? I'm selling you this 5-cent coin for whatever the weight is times the price. This liquidity will rotate into Bitcoin and crypto in 2026. True. Gold, silver, and equities are already at all-time highs. Crypto is the only major asset still disconnected from this liquidity wave, which I agree with, and I've talked about. The trillions are flowing into these markets, and it's just not going into Bitcoin. It's like, what are we doing? One more thing. Silver is now number 3. We've far surpassed Apple at last. $4 trillion, $485 billion market cap for silver. And gold's market cap is still on the rise as well, 31 trillion. And Bitcoin's still stuck at 1.74 trillion. No big deal. When will we catch up? Stop dropping. I should have shorted. Yeah, I knew I'd regret it. Whatever. Is it still too late? Yeah, kind of. Look how much the risk-reward ratio changes that fast. Even if I expected to drop either way, I should, you know. Whatever. I'll wait for a slight rise and then I'll actually go short. Don't worry, I will not be late. Bitcoin has dropped $2,300, liquidating $66 million worth of longs in the last 45 minutes at 10 a.m. $60 billion wiped out from the crypto market with no negative news. Manipulation continues. Lovely. Clarity Act will fix this. We talked about Edward Snowden in a previous stream. He actually talks good about Bitcoin. He says that gold is just Bitcoin that can't be sent over the internet. Great. Yes, pardon the guy. Bring him back here. We love him. We don't like these guys. How do you even make a face like this? How does your... I should stop making fun of their faces. My face is not that great either. Carolyn Ellison is scheduled for release on January 21st of 2026 per the U.S. Bureau of Prisons after cooperating in the FTX case. If you don't know who this lady is, she's the helper, founder, CEO something of Alameda Research who helped conspire against the clients to, you know, make Sam Bankman-Fried richer with the FTX collapse and this huge issue that happened in 2022. So she got a lighter sentence than this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried. Arguably, he had the worst prison sentence because he got the P. Diddy treatment. He was literally in the same jail cell as P. Diddy. So deserved. And they're still giving out, remember, the FTX, they're still giving out their payments, repayments to the creditors, and the next wave of repayments should happen in the first quarter of next year, from what I last read, I think. So, yeah. This is interesting. Google begins rolling out a new feature that allows users to change their Gmail address finally. My Gmail address sucks. It was created when I was 14, 15 years old, and I was a little bit cuckoo in the brain, or I was just not fully developed in the brain yet. So yeah, I'd like to get that reset, changed to something a bit more professional, like my name, without any random numbers. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of Matthew Guillens in the world, so I'm sure I could claim the username as my own. Don't claim my username, please. Alright. What else do we have? Canada news. Canada's GDP, gross domestic product, fell 0.3%, the largest drop in nearly 3 years, Statistic Canada reports. Going great. Let's go. Love it. It must be all that money we're giving to some African country. The House of Commons just capped off one of its least productive years. In 2025, Canada's 342 members of parliament, representing 41 million people in Canada, overseeing a $586 billion budget, the worst, sat for the fewest number of days since 1937, and we only had 7 bills passed. Dude, there's nothing going on in the Canadian government. Alright, yep, totally not spiraling out of control. We're fine. Love Canada. Okay, that is all the news I had to cover. We've reached the hour. I should have taken advantage of this drop. Yeah, don't worry. I'll find a way. I'll find a way to get in here. I think I'll aim for 26. I like this, actually. If I could aim for 26 as an entry point, 27 would be my stop loss, and then I'll have like a decent, like, easy way to find a good take profit. Even if it's at like 24, that's a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Right? Why doesn't the math add? Oh, this is not specifically at 27, is it? Yes, it is. This is supposed to be a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. It says 1.93. What is this scam? Am I not reading this right? What is a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio according to you? 2390. Why? I have a stop loss at 27, entry at 26. Whatever, man. It must be the fees or something. This is not supposed to take into account fees, but sure. Yeah, I'll keep my eyes peeled for this one, so. Yeah, going back to Bitcoin. 87,373, nothing has changed. Nothing will change for tomorrow. We'll have more stuff to discuss, though. More stuff that I didn't get to tonight. So stay tuned for that. And what else do I got going on in my life? Christmas was great. I had a great time. Still going to be streaming every day. No big change yet. That includes every day next week, including Tuesday, including Monday. Monday I start working. I'm going to do the job thing. Oh well. Back to what I was doing before. I think I'll be fine. I have experience, so. Yeah. I'll be able to autopilot some of it, but I don't know. Monday, Tuesday is training. Wednesday, the real stuff happens. But yeah, I'll still be working and streaming throughout all those days. Throughout the work days. And then New Year should come soon. So yeah. Let's hope that Bitcoin, I don't know. I'm fine with Bitcoin ending the year in the red to confirm that the 4-year cycle is garbage, doesn't exist, never did exist. It was all an illusion in your brain. And that way we have an excuse for 2026 to start a lot higher. Also, if we're starting 2026 at these prices, same deal, right? We have an excuse to rise a lot higher. So that's kind of my hope for next year. Because this year arguably was pretty darn bad. And we all know that. But we'll survive. We've made plenty of money this year, more money than we ever have. I have, at least. I've also lost a lot more money than I would have ever thought I would have owned. But it's fine, we know how to make it, and we can make it back. And we will. So, follow me on that journey. Let's go. that'll be all for tonight, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your evening, and bye.